He's a fan of his camera and an even bigger fan of Mother Nature. And for Ken Stratford, that combination offers endless possibilities. At Whiff and Spit in Sooke on a spectacular sunny day.
Good morning. Isn't it a beautiful day?
Ken snaps all kinds of photos. He's no professional, just someone who loves to capture the perfect moment. The amateur photographer is semi-retired, moving to Sooke from Victoria a year ago. He wanted to live somewhere rural, but not too far from the city.
I looked at a number of communities within reach of Victoria. So Ewanyshyn, Chemainus, that kind of thing, Qualicum, Parksville. And one of the great attractions of Sooke is it's a self-contained community, so there's lots of community spirit, lots of community interaction, and it's still close enough to Victoria. You don't have the Malahat in the way.
And Ken soon realized Sooke was the right choice. He says for a semi-retired lifestyle, there's plenty to do here to stay busy and active.
Right here is the Sooke Harbour, which is one of the greatest harbours on the west coast of Vancouver Island. And very few people know fully what it is. Sooke has a tremendous arts community, lots of people out here that are producing very professional work and selling it nationally and internationally.
The CEO of Business Victoria telecommutes, doing most of his work over the phone. With a business background and someone who himself fits the mold perfectly, he says Sooke should be capitalizing on the retirement crowd, 55 to 65-year-old empty nesters who are looking to downsize and get away from the city. And he says it's already happening.
In a modern world, they're 20 years away from very much in the way of medical care. If they make that move, they're generally well educated. In many cases, they will have sold a property, say in Vancouver or Victoria, worth a significant factor more than Sooke.
And the mayor says, why wouldn't active retirees want to come to Sooke? After all, there's a better bang for your housing buck, not to mention all kinds of things to do outside, kayaking and fishing on the water, walking and cycling on the Galloping Goose Trail.
The majority of them are people that have come from the Lower Mainland, where housing prices are higher. They've come from Calgary, Edmonton. They want to come where it's a little bit warmer. And we've had people that have moved from Victoria out here because they like the lifestyle and the proximity to nature.
With a population of just 12,000, Wendell Milne says there is room to grow sustainably. He says ideally the district would like to see between 50 and 75 retired or semi-retired couples move to Sooke each year.
We do have a lot of available real estate here. There's quite a number of subdivisions that are in the process of going through, and it's everything from large lots to small lots, water views, non-water views, close to town.
The idea of branding a community like this has been tried elsewhere, so the mayor says they're not reinventing the wheel.
There's a number of communities in Ontario that at one time were resource-based communities, and the resources dried up, and so they converted themselves in what they called retirement communities, looking at this very same market, and they found themselves to be very successful.
Now the next step will be to come up with that brand and build on it.
In other words, it's happening anyway, but let's position ourselves and position the community to really go after that.
After all, people are living longer and a more active lifestyle, and you know how that saying goes, yesterday's 60 is today's 40. In Sooke, I'm Nikki Ewanyshyn.